Good day and welcome. I'm Abyss and this is episode 41 of my Techopolis 2 playthrough. So last episode we started producing fuel, refined fuel specifically, in an effort to increase power, which kind of worked. I can now create 10 Hellfire technium ingots without actually running out of power. It still takes an hour and a half, so that's what we're going to address today. So I've got 10 more crafting, so this is the last 10. It's been going for like 55 minutes. It's got about half an hour left. But I'm going to see if we can boost power a little bit more. So I've got these components. So we're basically going to swap out look at that. So that's now doing 120 RF per tick as opposed to 80. Now it does mean that it'll use more fuel. But, I mean, lava and oil, so essentially lava and fuel, are infinite. It's just whether I can keep up with the rate of consumption. So we'll find out. We'll go check actually oil, lava first. Looks like no, perhaps we can't keep up with consumption. I mean, it doesn't mean I can't increase production. That's something I can do. I mean, fuel might be a different matter. So we're going to increase the fuel. This is in preparation for the next step. So the next step after this I mean, it could be that I'm keeping up. It's just there's obviously a large hit when it goes from 8,000 to 12,000. Okay, so we're still producing. So I'm going to store these integral components because they can be used to make the next tier. But speaking of tier, we need advanced tier, I believe. So basic tier turns them into factories, which they already are. That one. That one. Let's look at the elite tier as well. Probably won't be making the elite tier straight away, but that can be the next target. So let's find some space. Which I reckon is going to be this one. It is. There we go. So now we have a look. How many have we got working? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's grab 5. These. Now, I'm not sure how much of this will get through. Because obviously, the machines are still in use for this. Some of the machines are still in use for that. So, it'll be interesting to see. Like, the enrichment chamber is the big one. So, we're still chewing through several thousand iron. We have, let's have a look, 860 odd iron left to go before it's finished. So it won't be able to get to those two. Or that. And then there's the infuser. It won't be able to infuse either. Because the infuser is busy making steel. Checking through all this enriched carbon. And there's some enriched redstone as well. It needs to chug through to make infused alloy. So there's a lot to go before we can actually get those tier upgrades. Which is a shame. I would like tier upgrades to be able to speed up the production of the actual ingots, the hellish technium ingots. But we can actually start work on these. So we need a compressor, a workbench, a rocket, launch pads, oxygen tank, space helmet, space pants, boots, suit, loader, and a fuel refinery. That should be everything that's needed. Most of it can just be like that. Why did I go for that? I guess 9 is useful. A hammer. Can't even do that, can I? Because until these hellish ingots are done. Oh look, we're still gaining. Well, I guess we're not now, but we were. Yeah, we're gaining power while working on this process. So I think, even though I wanted to carry on, I'm going to have to wait. So that's going to be about an hour and a, well, probably about half an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause recording here. Then once the 10 hellish technium and the 5 tier upgrades are done, I'll come back. So hopefully shouldn't be too long. I'm back thanks to some liberal use of a time and bottle, which I'm going to put back. So even though the hellish ingots haven't finished, the upgrades have. So it's a case of that. There we go. So that obviously uses more power, but allows more things to be done simultaneously. Which is good, because it means we can get through things quicker. Eat some apples. So I'm going to sleep quickly. Then we'll see if we've got enough capacity now to be able to craft some of the stuff for the... so if we go for iron. Let's just craft 10 for now. Again, still technically got machines in use. We can just do that. Just gets those done. Those in there. Those in there. Let's turn that on. So that should use up these as well. Obviously the iron dust can go in. It's already processing, so let's get upstairs and have a look. How much iron have we got to actually process? So we're getting through it quite quickly. And we can start making rocket stuff. We should probably be able to get through all this episode. Which then opens up space. That might take a little bit longer. Because there's going to be lots to do. So it's still crafting the iron ingots. But it's actually crafting the iron ingots now, which means the furnace should be available soon for actual other things. Definitely for crafting the actual iron for the space components. There we go. So we want to turn one of those into nuggets. Compressor. So we need 2 of these hammers. Then compressor. Get rid of that. Ooh, red wool. Wool is something I've got a shortage of. So I've got dye ore. I forget how to use that. So that becomes dye base. The dye bases can become various different. So that I need. So I know that that's used to make the quantum compressed dye. That's a problem. You have to use the jumbo furnace, apparently. So let's set this back up over here. Put you lot in there. Stack of dye. Stack of coal. Coal in there, dye in there. Let's give that a minute to sort. Right. So we need a NASA workbench. Requires compressed steel in the compressor. Need a power line. There we go. So the NASA workbench requires 4 compressed steel. So So let's request some steel. Should really put one of these down there. So hopefully this will get through relatively quickly. There we go. So all the machines are free. Cook time. I like how it says cook time when it's compressing. We also need that, which has got iron plates. That should be relatively easy to make. So while that's working, request the stuff we need. Grab that. That steel should hopefully be compressed now. Yeah, it is. Up we go. On the NASA workbench. Two levers. There we go. NASA workbench. We'll put this here. Right. So now we need the rocket. So this is a lot of compressed steel. So I'm going to go steel. I'm just going to request 20. Actually, no, I'm going to request half stack. Some of that will be compressed, some of that will not. How's my dye doing? Done. So the dye base can go in here. I need red. I need wool. There we go. So that's 3 red wool. Which I'm actually going to need a lot more. I need 2 of these tanks. 3 of them. Let's make another set. Just because I know I'm going to need it. So. Want 2 iron. Got the steel. 2 tanks. Create the iron helm. So now we just request everything. Shouldn't take long. There we go. Space pants. That's more wool. It's a good job I hooked up the hemp. Boots requires more wool yet again. And finally, we need to make the body. That creates 2 Where did I put my tech box? There. Realistically, they should go in here. So oxygen gear. More wool. Check to make sure we're not stuck in a minute. I don't think we are, but... So we need the oxygen loader. Which actually requires another one of these. Three. All right. Three with the red dye. Oh, that's the workbench I've done. Oxygen loader. Let's grab the tank. Well, I think I'm actually at the point can't do any more until this is done. Let me just sleep. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I can make the rocket. Except for the nose cone. Iron nuggets. So, engine frame. Engine fan. This is probably not actually going to be enough. So there's the steel engine. So I actually need 8 of those. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to run out of steel. Two of those. I need 2 crafts of these. That's 4. And 4, so I need the steel. Yeah, I've not got enough steel. I have to get more steel. That kind of sucks. So let's put these, can I put and leave these in? Can. That saves inventory space for me. Let's put spacesuit on. Come on, one more. Right. Rocket, bin. So we got that many fins. So now we need 6 steel. I've got 1. Does this use any steel? It does. So let's put 6 on to cook. How are we actually doing with creating So we're actually creating singularities now. Which means we've got ingots coming in. What's our bottleneck? That's our bottleneck. Right. Well, see, those are not the easiest thing to speed up. Grab those 6. In they go. Right, do we have enough for the cone? Not quite yet. So we're crafting ultimate. So the infused crystalline is what we're short on. Can I successfully time in a bottle this without killing it? Not really. I mean, I kind of can. It's still producing quicker. And hopefully I should have enough. 5. Need 8 of those. And then I produce 1. So we're getting there. How's my steel down here doing? All compressed. Good. Leave 1 behind. Right, what happens if I put it to 8 times time? Nope, I went too far. Right. Either way, hopefully that's enough to get us to... Yeah, there we go. So we're now crafting... There we go. So we've got enough to make the cone. Which is enough to make the actual rocket itself. Give me the launch pad. I can check that as well. So the oxygen loader is what I'm after now, which requires 3. Then the refinery requires 4, so that's 7. Which is what we've got left. So, let's... I mean, it doesn't matter where I go. Let's set up over here. Put the rocket there. Right. So now, realistically, I need to wait for these to finish. And it says a minute. It's not going to be a minute. So I'm going to be back as soon as this lot has finished crafting. And the crafting is now complete. So let's make a fuel refinery. Or at least the stuff needed to make one. 2 buckets. There we go. And an oxygen loader. I don't know if we're going to have anything else like on top of this to make these work. So fuel refinery. We'll stick it here. Requires energy. So we're not going to stick it there. Actually, no, we could do. So I need an export bus. We'll make acceleration cards for them. And we'll make a point. So nice being able to craft multiple things. Right, there we go. So we export. This will be oil. We'll get the flux point, stick it behind, connect it to the power system. Next question, how do we load this? Grab a bucket. Proper bucket. Not this ceramic one. We need it for the quest anyway. Do I have to load it manually? That's a pain. So that's space program done anyway. So let's collect 12. Traveling the world. So oxygen loader. Needs power. I have the strangest feeling that this requires water, which I don't think I hooked up to the system. I didn't. Let's make an export bus, some cable, a storage bus, the export bus there, set to water. Right, so I want to upgrade this cable with some wool. So that we can make it smart. There we go. Then give it smartness. Like that. Am I out of redstone? Cable anchor. We'll just use standard one. Anchor goes there. Smart cable goes there. Standard cable goes there. Right. So I will set this off to build me 4 acceleration cards. while I go and plug in the water. So hopefully when I get back, the acceleration card should be done. Okay, so we put that on there and that there. So we now have access to water in the system. With water, I think that's what we need to get the oxygen, which we then fill the suit with. Yep. So where's my acceleration cards? There they are. There we go. So now if I take this off, put that in, and wait, it should fill that up with nice breathable oxygen. And the space rocket is now full of fuel. So that's... I thought there was like a loader. It would automatically load fuel into the rocket. It used to be in Galacticraft, which is what this is based on. But maybe that hasn't made it over. Oh well. Right. Let's have a quick look at the next chapter. So we've got Dash. We've got Moonstone, which can be minered. So that's what I'm going to have to do, is get enough enough Moonstone, because Dash can be extracted from smelting a high amount of Moonstone. Not good. Okay, so we can put with a tier 10 frame Moon Deshore. That's good. Because the nuggets only come from Jumbo Furnace. So tier 2 rocket, basically the same as what I've got, except using Dash. I presume I can't take the existing one apart. But anyway, that's for next time. So I'm going to leave this fill up. We've got plenty of fuel stored up. Rocket's all ready to go. Power's back up to full. Yeah, so there's a couple of like speed tweaks I need to do. But other than that, things are going quite nicely. So, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side.